Hey everyone, I'm Amanda and this is Mommy's Reading Chair. So this is my first video on children's books. One thing that I definitely wanted to set out to do with this BookTube channel is to talk about encouraging a love for reading with my little kids. My son, Isaac, is 3 years old and he loves books. I mean, even from a really young age, before he was even crawling, he would sit and just flip through board books over and over and over again. So I know that this is something that he's definitely been interested in since day one, and I want to make sure that my daughter, who is only 2 months old, also, develops this love for reading as well. According to my mom, I was the same way. I just loved books, and obviously I still do, and this is super important for my family. So what I would like to do with these videos is to show you what is popular in the toddler world of reading. With a 3-year-old, you're not going to get into a ton of really serious topics. As an elementary school teacher, there are a lot of books that I absolutely adore that, deal with different serious emotions and different educational concepts. But when you're talking about a fresh 3-year-old, by the way, he just recently turned 3, you're going to be talking about still some babyish concepts, and there's nothing wrong with that. So the first book series, because it is a huge series that I want to talk about, is actually some that you've probably already heard of. If you have kids, I know you probably have, is Pete the Cat. So my very first experience with the book series Pete the Cat was actually not a good one. I was very unimpressed when I first read Pete the Cat, but I think originally when I first started reading or had read a Pete the Cat book, I was not a mom and I was not a teacher yet. I actually have another side hustle, I guess you could call, as a teacher in the education department at a community theater. And this community theater, many years ago when Pete the Cat first started gaining popularity, we did a literacy tour at the surrounding elementary schools, and I was hired as one of the teachers, teaching artists, and performers to go to these schools and read these books. And at first, when I first read it, I thought the illustrations were really weak. I thought the story was silly. I thought the music was just like, I didn't see the appeal. I didn't think it was going to be a very popular one, but I was getting paid for it. So I set out and I went to these schools, and it blew my mind how much these kids absolutely adored this character. These are the first 3 books that I have experience with, and that is Pete the Cat and his 4 groovy buttons. One thing that I like about this one is it does go through, basically he has 4 buttons and he loses one every couple of pages. And so it's like 4 minus 1 is 3. So it does have a song. You can download the song. I sang the song for the performance with the students at these elementary schools. But you can see that the illustrations are really childlike. And in the beginning, I did not like that. But I think that that's part of the appeal to kids, is that it looks like something that they could have made. So I have this one, was my first book dealing with Pete the Cat, as well as Pete the Cat Rockin' in My School Shoes and Pete the Cat I Love My White Shoes. This one talks about different colors, and then this one that I just showed you, Rockin' in My School Shoes, is like different places in a school building, so like the library, the lunchroom, the playground, things like that. So these were like the first 3 that started it all. When I became a kindergarten teacher, I taught kindergarten for 2 years. And when I became a kindergarten teacher, I used these a lot more than I originally thought I would. And the character really grew on me. And I can tell you every single one of my students absolutely adored Pete the Cat. So over the years, Pete the Cat has become a much bigger book series, a huge character in the kid lit world. And we actually, I'm going to let my son count them, but I'm pretty sure we have 13 Pete the Cat books, and that doesn't even like scratch the surface on how many there are. So I'm going to show you the different kinds. These are considered picture books of Pete the Cat. These two are hardback. Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes, 4 groovy buttons, and then I have this one as a paperback. This is considered a picture book. I have 2 other picture books, I think. I have Pete the Cat and the New Guy. I liked this one when I taught 2nd grade because I had a very transient group of students that year, so I continuously got new students. I mean, probably at least once a month I had a new student, and this was such a great book because this character is a new kid in town, and I like the message in this. So this one was really helpful for me as a teacher that specific school year teaching 2nd grade. I'm interested to see what my son says because I think I'm going to ask him what his favorite one is, but I think it's this one, Pete the Cat and the Missing Cupcakes. This one's super cute. This one we just got like 2 weeks ago at his school book fair, so he likes this one. They also have song books. There is Wheels on the Bus, I think. We only have Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which basically is just a smaller board book, and it's just illustrated songs. There's also these kind of smaller picture books. I'm not really sure if they're categorized as picture books online, if you want to go order them, but we have Pete the Cat, The First Thanksgiving. This one is actually a flap book. It has little interactive things on there. I have to be careful with these books with my son. He is 3, but he doesn't always know his own strength. And this being a paperback Lift the Flap, this one stays with me, and we get it out around Thanksgiving time, which is right around now. So we'll be reading this month together. So that's Pete the Cat and the First Thanksgiving. And then we have Pete the Cat, Construction Destruction. These are just a smaller version of a picture book. I'm not sure if they have these in hardback or if they have these in the larger sizes at all. I just don't know. There's also some other types of board books where they meet characters. I believe there's this one, Pete the Cat, Meet Pete, and then there's also a version of the characters for Pete the Kitty, which is another series. I have one Pete the Kitty book, which is like when he's a little guy. He's just a little baby cat. So Pete the Kitty and Pete the Cat. My son really likes these. He knows all the characters, and he really likes how the book is shaped with the different tabs, which this one brings me to the I Can Read series, which are just leveled readers. My son is not at a point where he is reading or sounding out words yet. He does know a lot of sight words, but these are going to be great when he does start that process of sounding out words. We have Pete the Kitty, A Pet for Pete, Sir Pete the Brave, and I know we have a baseball one, and I'm not sure where it is, but I'm 100% confident that I have that one. These were particularly popular with my 2nd graders when I taught 2nd grade. So you can see this character specifically does appeal to a lot of different age groups. My son being 3, and then the highest grade level I have taught is 3rd grade. I will say my 3rd graders started to kind of delve into some harder books, but my 2nd graders still really liked Pete the Cat. We also have a storybook collection. This is 7 books. There are tons of these available. This was a gift actually from a good friend of ours for Isaac, I think a couple years ago. And it's neat. It's just got a bunch of the different books. I believe they are more along this line of the stories. They aren't the larger, more popular picture books, but this one's really fun. And then last but not least, book-wise, this is the only one I've been able to find, but this one is a little bit different because it actually is a book based on the Amazon Prime cartoon of Pete the Cat, which the animation looks like this versus the childlike drawings of the actual book. So they're similar, they're different. My son absolutely loves the show. If you are an Amazon Prime member and you are looking for something cool for your kids to watch. We particularly love Pete the Cat. I also like that some of the episodes follow the books that are already written, and then some of the episodes are new. That brings me to this, because this is a specific episode that is not a previously written book. It was written specifically for Amazon Prime, the show. And then because this specific episode was so popular, they wrote a book around it. And this one is one of my favorite episodes because Grumpy Toad does not like bananas. And my husband absolutely detests bananas. So every time he said something about bananas, I about lost my mind laughing, because it's just so accurate for my life at home. But this has a song, as do most of the Pete the Cat books. And the song is super catchy, and it actually has helped my son with trying new foods. It doesn't work every time, but if you've ever had experience feeding a 3-year-old, you'll know that sometimes it just doesn't go well. And the 3-bite rule does sometimes help him become a little bit more courageous and try 3 bites. But this is one of my favorite books. I really would like to see more of the picture books that go along with the episodes of the show that are not based on previously written books. So I'm super excited about that if that ever happens again. When we saw this at Target, we immediately were like, well, that's obviously going home. Like, we're getting that. And so this one was definitely a good investment. Other than books, we also do have a Pete the Cat board game, and it goes with the Pete the Cat, The Missing Cupcakes book. It also goes along with the Missing Cupcakes episode on Amazon Prime. There is an episode that matches this one. Excuse me. My son is not quite at the point that he can sit down and play a game yet. It does say ages 3 and up. And there's no reading required with this one, which is good. So it does gear itself more towards the younger age. But he's not there yet. He's just not there yet. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my son. And we're going to try this. I'm not sure exactly what to expect. I am not planning on reading a book due to copyrights. I don't want to read an entire book. I want to ask him what his favorites are. We're going to see how it goes. And you're about to meet Isaac. Ah! Okay. Ready?
No, I sit there.
Okay, we'll sit there in just a second. I want you to be able to see the camera. Okay, do you see the camera?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Isaac.
Your name is Isaac. Who's on your shirt?
Pete.
Pete the
Cat.
Pete the Cat. We have lots of Pete the Cat books. Can we count them together? Oh, you want to sit right here?
Sit there.
You snuggling?
Yes.
Do you want to count all of your Pete the Cat books?
No.
Well, too bad. We're going to anyway.
You want to snuggle.
Yeah. Okay, look. Ready? 1. What's this one about?
Her button.
Buttons.
Yes.
2.
I want this too.
What's this one about?
Lunch.
Yeah, he does go to lunch. He has a lunchbox down there, too.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. What's this one about?
A lunch.
No, this one's about what's he got on his feet.
Shoes.
This one's about his shoes. That's 3.
Shoes.
What's this one about?
Shoes.
Well, he has shoes on, but who's that?
That's shoes.
That's Gus.
That's Gus.
4.
4.
Whoa, this one's a big one. This one has lots of stories. Look, what number is that?
7.
7. This has 7 stories in it. 7 whole books.
7 whole
Whoa, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, we have so many more.
6. Just 6.
6. Do you know what song this is?
Peter Cat. Twinkle little star.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Good job.
I want to what
We've got this one. And you know all the names of the characters, don't you?
this.
Yeah, who's...
That's a grumpy.
That's Grumpy. Who else do you see?
A bar.
Bob.
Yes.
Who's that?
Peter Cat.
Okay. Who else do you see? I don't think the camera can see you. You're probably just a floating head. Who's that?
That's Mario.
Marty. Who else do you see?
Gosh.
Gus. Who else do you see?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Emma.
Emma.
Callie.
Callie.
Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad are cool. Here, sit up for a second. Now we have Pete the kitty.
Seven.
What does Pete the kitty have?
Has a bear.
He does have a teddy bear, but he also has the hiccups.
This one.
Yep.
What about that
We have
one?
Pete the cat,
This
Sir
one.
Pete the brave. A pet for Pete.
This one.
This one is good for soon because this is close to Thanksgiving.
This one.
What's this one about?
No, cupcake.
Cupcakes. And what's this one about?
3-bite rule.
3-bite rule. Can you sing the song with me?
No.
What? Which one's your favorite Pete the cat book?
A cup. Twinkle little star.
You like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Stop, please.
Twinkle little star.
That's your favorite one? What's he doing?
He's taking the bath.
Yep.
Taking the bath. Now then, reading the book.
He is reading a book in that picture.
Well, what? He's crying.
No, he's not crying. He's sleeping.
He's sleeping.
All right, so now that Isaac is actually napping, he's napping, I'm going to wrap up this video with a thank you for watching, and I hope that this has helped you determine some really awesome books for the kids in your life, regardless of what we as adults think of a character. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I was not a fan of Pete the Cat when I first stumbled across him. But it doesn't matter what I think, because any book or any character that gets a child excited for reading is a great book. I will say that till I am blue in the face. Any book or character that makes a child excited to read is a great book. It's doing its job and it's doing it well. And Pete the Cat certainly is one of those dudes, groovy dudes, that is getting my child excited to read, as well as my past and future students in elementary school. So I encourage you to look into it. I encourage you to always read with your children, and let me know what you think. If you have a favorite Pete the Cat book, please let me know in the comments. I definitely have plans to expand our library. They are continuously coming out with more and more and more. So let me know what you think. If you have a favorite, let me know in the comments. And thank you so much. Don't forget to click subscribe and ring that bell so you can get notifications. And I'll see you next time.